Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
You know we're huge fans of Baldur's Gate 3 here on Xbox Central. And let me tell you, if you love that game, you've got to check out its predecessors. The original Baldur's Gate games are now available on Xbox Game Pass. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can these ancient RPGs compare to the latest installment in the franchise? Well, my friends, it's time to find out why BioWare created such an iconic series back in 1998 and 2000. The first game was released 27 years ago, which is a quarter of a century since one of the most popular sagas in RPG history came to an end. The original Baldur's Gate games were developed by BioWare, who later went on to author the Neverwinter Nights series and Mass Effect. They used the Infinity Engine, a 2D tool that created the illusion of 3D environments, which might look primitive compared to modern graphics, but trust me, it was groundbreaking back then. The gameplay is where things get really interesting. Both games were based on the rules for Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, whereas Baldur's Gate 3 uses a version of the 5th Edition rules. The class system in the first two games is a lot more rigid, with certain races only allowed to multi-class and limitations on class progressions. One major difference between the original Baldur's Gate games and Baldur's Gate 3 is the combat system. These games are not turn-based. They use a pausable real-time gameplay where every action requires in-game time. It's like being in a real fight, anything can go wrong at any moment. So why should you play these games? Well, for starters, the world is rich and intriguing, with a compelling story and unforgettable characters. You'll fall in love with Astarion, Edwin, and Shadowheart, each with their own motivations and personal paths to follow. The voice acting is top-notch, so you can get invested in the characters and their stories. The gameplay might seem complex at first, but it's actually really rewarding once you understand the mechanics. And trust me, it's worth the effort. From parsing through ancient wikis to finding the best builds, these games are a beautiful exercise in internet archaeology that also rewards the player. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 aren't for everyone, but if you have Xbox Game Pass, you should definitely give them a try. These games are so well made, their worlds so detailed and complex, that people still have fun playing or replaying from the 20th time them, and occasionally finding out new things too. If you loved Baldur's Gate 3, these games will give you the familiar feeling of a character-driven story, where the choices you make impact your companions and the world around you. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the original Baldur's Gate games on Xbox Game Pass today.